Alright, good evening everyone on our SimScott 185 stream here. Just getting a few things set up in the aircraft, and we're at Edinburgh Airport tonight. Going to do a short flight, we're about an hour and a half over to Hamburg. There's a Vatsim live event there if you've never been in one. We'll test one out and hopefully give you guys a bit of confidence about getting on yourself. See, we're parked up next to an EasyJet here. Set the time a little bit earlier in Edinburgh just so it's not pitch black. There's no air traffic control on as far as I can see at Edinburgh, so we will just set things up on our own and get underway and go from there. Let's jump into aircraft. We're cold and dark, guys, so let's follow the checklist. Jump up to overhead panel. Get the battery turned on. Just turn down some sounds here, just so you guys don't get absolutely blasted by sound when we actually go. It's a bit better. A bit of dome light just to brighten things up. We'll just skip through a few things. The checklists there look to advise you guys, but don't feel that you have to go through each individual one. Quite often with this checklist it ticks off things automatically, so just turned on the ground power there. Don't really want to do anything with position lights, so we go over to our hydraulic pumps. Click these two down. And again, this is designed this checklist that if you click through and you get already switched either a switch on or you've done what it says on the checklist, it green ticks it pretty quickly. I'm not going to put any cargo on because that's just, if you really want to go for realism, you can do that. Let's get our weight and fuel and balance. So we've been on Sim Brief, which you've seen on other tutorials hopefully, but that's where you plan your flight when flying on the Vatsim network. Well, that's what I use when I plan my flights. It's saying that we need about 7,500, but because it's an event, I want to take just a little bit more, so let's just go with 8,000. Hopefully that'll be alright. In here, payload total, I usually just hit random here, hit enter. It'll populate this. 5,700 isn't particularly high. Here's 3,457, 6,500 again is not. There we go, let's go with that. Hit back.
Ground flight deck hose
Fuel truck.
and starting refueling.
And so this will refuel, and this is what our calculations will be based on. Let's run through the checklist again. We can just turn on some panel brightness here. So just be as it gets dark as we get into the flight. Expect obviously the sunset, so we'll do that. Turn these knobs, and it is all good. Come down to here again. Turn the knob. You are ready to go. Hopefully stream quality is all good. Do shout if it's not. If you're watching on catch up, look, make sure you enjoy this. It's a nice little flight we're doing today. Good test, getting into some really busy airspace. Let's close the emergency exits. Jump to the lights and just move on to the next element. You can watch people like Flight Deck Sim. He will do this in a lot more detail than I will. I'm definitely not a 737 pilot. I like to enjoy flying on the Vatsim network, and I use this airplane quite a lot. Turn these knobs to nav. Now start to align your iris. And this 9 means it's going to take 9 minutes. You'll see the switch to line and the switch to line. All good. Just running through the checklist here. Okay on that. Come down here. Looking to put in our pressure for Edinburgh. Because there's no one on line at the moment in terms of an ATIS. I usually use I use active weather or active sky, sorry, for the weather. But also know that I can get it from VatSpy, which is something I use to look at traffic. So QNH is 1028 in Edinburgh, so use this knob. It will change figures down here. Quite high pressure. Edinburgh 1028. Good way to check that is you can literally look at the charts for Edinburgh. Try this and see if it actually works. Let's get here. It usually says the altitude. Find it at the moment, guys, but yeah, on one of these charts, it's slightly different in the tablet I use for general aviation. It will have the height, and that should match the height punched in here once you put in pressure. Minimums set to about 150 radio, and again, you can do a lot more if you use the charts as you approach. You can do it in a bit more of a structured manner, but we're just doing this to get up and have fun and get out of here as quickly as possible. All this stuff is not particularly relevant. I say relevant if you're going full depth sim, you might want to do it, but to start the flight leg here, and that just gets people on the plane. Come down here, we'll start programming the FMC. So first of all, position in it. In EGPH, that's the code for Edinburgh. Reference airport. Next page. Take one of your GPSs. Click in here. Route. So I have this synced in, so we put in EGPH and then EDDH, which is Hamburg. Drop that into company route. Activate, and it will bring the route in from SimBrief. Saves you having to go in and populating everything in the route, which is time consuming. Again, it's more realistic if you do it that way, but we're not going to do that. We're again, as I said, we're having fun, guys. We don't want to get bogged down sometimes in all the detail, and I'm trying to get you guys up in the air and enjoying yourself rather than getting confused by a flight computer. We'll take off from 24 Edinburgh, and it's a Tala 6 Charlie, which we'll talk to. And then when we get to Hamburg, the runway is 23, and it's a Rutso 1 Papa, it's my understanding. Let me just check flight plan. 23 Rutso 1 Papa. And so there might be a transition we need to do at some point here, but we will we'll check that nearer when we get to the get to Hamburg and when we start talking to air traffic control. That's all good. Performance in it, hit the 0 fuel weight, that populates. You can estimate what your reserves are, you can take it from your flight plan. That's not a massive impact. We're flying at 350, so 35,000 feet. Cruise wind again from the flight plan, 317.21, so we'll be flying, getting there a bit quicker. And then the average ISA is -2. Transition altitude we won't need to worry too much about, given there's no air traffic control, but we climb to flight levels quite quickly. So that's all set up. Let's get up here.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded
Cool.
up and you
We're
are good to go.
fueled. That is awesome. Turned on the yacht damper. Turn on some fuel pumps. Check the cross feed. Valve dims open. Change the switch up here to APU gen. Fasten seat belts. You can change to on. Window heat is up here. The outer switches. So good.
The captain has turned on the fasten
Come here.
seatbelt sign. Please recheck the
Over
security
here.
of your seatbelt.
You can play if you want with the air conditioning. I think that's a major impact to the people in the back of our airplane. Hit these to auto. Flight altitude, we're going at 35,000 feet. The landing altitude, can you look at the chart so you can just sort of, if you put this to the right height of your destination, it will automatically populate. Coming down here, lights, steady, logo light, turn on because it could be a bit dark once we get underway. Let's quickly brief the SID. So we're going to take off runway 24. Got the Edinburgh, I think it's an NDB. We'll then take a left turn and head south basically to Tala VOR. You can see there's height restrictions, so we have to be below 6,000 but above 4,500. Same here, but above 5,500 and then 6,000 to Tala. Initially we'll be heading just on the runway heading, and then we take a left turn 165, but let's do the initial heading 240. Oh, it's 250. 240, and we'll also put the runway heading in of 240. That's just because we're taking off from runway 24 and we don't have to turn left straight away. Flight directors, come on. Departure heading is already in, and we know initially we've got 6,000. We'll see how busy it is. We might be able to just keep climbing continuously up to 33,000, 35,000 actually. That's all good. We'll just, this is our brakes, so rejected takeoff we need to set just in case. We stop on the runway, fuel flow we don't need to worry too much about. Nav frequencies we would populate, but we're not going to be talking 10.1. We're still, can put ourselves though onto 12280, which is Unicom, which we use to talk when there's no air traffic control. And then we'll start the APU, so this switch up here, let's see if we can get a better view of it. You can do it from the pilot seat, but hit on, wait for the low pressure, click and hold down. And you'll see as it's firing up, it's just a little jet turbine at the back of the airplane. You'll see the pressure going up, and it is, if you want to know, this element here. You can see the stream coming out of it, so that's the APU there. A little look around. Pretty quiet in Edinburgh tonight, which is quite nice. We're able to get underway pretty shortly. The APU runs for 1 minute before we do anything else. Just click through this checklist. Alright, let's just leave that for a second. Ground services, better push back.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
So,
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
so he's going to come up. He won't do anything until I release the parking brake, so we're just basically getting him in position. The reason for that is if you talk to air traffic control and say you're ready for pushback and they give you clearance to push back, what you don't want to do, you'll see, it takes a while for the tug to actually get here. He's just over there at the moment. He needs to connect. You could easily be waiting sort of 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes before you can even push back, and air traffic control are expecting you to do it at the time that you say you're ready to do it. So have this in place before you do that, so that you're saving just a bit of hassle, so they can plan things appropriately. APU bleed comes on. Middle APU generators, which are these two here. Come on. Back down to the FMC. M1 limit. There is a way to do this much more complicated than I do it, but I just put 5 degrees because that's our takeoff flaps. These are
okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
So we do that. That's all good. Center of gravity is in, and that just by clicking that button that I did there automatically populates it. I'm going to put the V2 speed in here. So 142. Stab trim, so it's saying basically we need to be at 4.25, which is 4.25 on this scale here. So we just that gets us to where we need to be. Rest, what we need to do. Transponder code, so
tow connected and bypass pin inserted.
200.
Release parking brake.
So when he says release parking brake, that's when he'll start pushing back. We're not going to do that. We're just going to put 2100, which I think is for IFR flights in the UK. And we move that to TARA, which is going to be traffic advisory, resolution advisory. You'll be able to see then airplanes on your flight computer here. Flight computer. Let's call it screen. It's probably technical enough for us. Anti-collision light. We can put on. And just announce to Edinburgh machine. Just have a little look around because we've got that EasyJet, which we don't really want to bash into. But yeah, we should be good. Let's just do the next stage, which is turn off the air conditioning packs. And then we'll go back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Edinburgh traffic, Ryanair 185, stand 23, pushing and start. Push back and start up would have been better, but both now. So that's the brake coming
starting pushback and you may start engines.
There we go. So, see we start to go back. As you push back, change the switch here to ground, one click to left. See the videos before, you'll be well versed in this. These two levers here are fuel. When this N2 gauge gets around 1819, introduce fuel, the engine will fire up. Roundabout now, missed it, just take a drink. You'll see then fuel flow starting to increase, engine's fired up. Have a look outside and see that as well. You see we've only started the right engine, still being pushed back. Left engine's let to go. You'll notice started because this is popped out and back into its usual position, so you can then start left engine. Again, we're looking for just to get there 18 or 19. There we go. Just fuel. So pushing back now, engines are starting, that's popped out, and then there's the checklist automatically moves on. At some point our very noisy man in the cab is going to tell us to put the parking brake on, but engine generators 1 and 2 are out here. Gen 1, Gen 2, APU switch then comes off. It starts to continue. Continues Probe A and B are up here.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
I'll just set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Oh, he's so loud. Isolation valve, Apu Bleed comes off. And then we wait until the chap down here has finished his disconnecting.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Very kind of you. So, what it then says is showing bypass pin, do nothing until you've seen the bypass pin. We will do nothing, team. We don't want to upset everyone. See the EasyJet's just over here, so he's clearly not pushed back yet, which is great. He'll jump out his cab and show us a little label. There he is, my guy. Alright, so set off takeoff flaps, so if we click down to flaps 5, we won't do the free and full movement on the control, which you can't see because we're just doing a flight sim. Hit the NG button, that flips things up to where it needs to be. You can move on. We normally contact air traffic control. Again, nobody online. What we'll do is we'll just turn our taxi lights on, which is taxi, then we've got one-way turn off, and then we'll start taxiing. Let's just have a little look at the route quickly before we set off, so we know what we're going to say to people. So we'll go down Golf, Lima, Alpha, and end up at Delta 1. Just write that down because it's quite a mouthful. Lima, where we Golf, Lima, Mike, Alpha, and then Delta. Alpha, yeah, and Delta 1. Giving up a traffic a call just so everyone knows what we're up to. Edinburgh traffic, Ryanair 185 is taxiing runway 24, hold point Delta 1 by Golf, Lima, Mike, and Alpha, Ryanair 185. So, people hopefully know what we're up to now. If not, you might crash into them, but let's get moving. can see where you are on the map if you want to. Here we are. I'm gonna go down Golf, take a right, take a left. Down here. Don't want to taxi too fast, guys. You can end up with you a bit out of control. Don't ask me how I know how. Now, is this Lima to the left here? Looks like Lima before we get to Mike. So let's take our left here. Ah! One person in the chat, how exciting. My biggest fan. Not miss much. At Edinburgh, going to Hamburg. Just taxiing out. Let me know if the sound's alright. Nope. Going out here. Take a right turn and then we'll be ready to go. You can also look outside if you're unsure where you are. The check just was. Yeah, so we want to join this taxiway here. Quite a sharp turn. That's cool, guys. That took about 20 minutes. Set up and set off. Just keeping things really simple. You could spend a lot longer if you wanted to, but it's probably going to take you a wee while. And by the time you set up, you'll want to do something else, I imagine. Cool. Thank you. That sounds good. Hopefully pitch quality is good too. Or just sit back, relax. Nope, just move the checklist forward slightly. Gonna head out to Delta 1, which is basically this point here, and then we'll stop and just do a couple of checks. Don't really want to get above sort of 15, 20 here. Just pootling out. Not many people in Edinburgh at this time of night. Quite quiet. Sort of flocked away their traffic controllers, which is certainly in Europe, so we'll get some good accents today, hopefully. Pretty cool. Oh, this is the whole point here. Oh, I'll just hold here. Cover the brakes. So that's all good. Position lights are here. Let's just show you. Move to strobe steady. Put our landing lights on. Auto throttle. Turn to active. LNAV and VNAV on with the radar. Also comes on. And then we're ready to go. Just give a quick shout to people. Just make sure no one is coming to land, because that would be a bit too exciting. Enemy traffic, Ryanair 185 lining up runway 24 for Tala 6 Charlie departure. I think we're all good. Can check over here. So is anything coming? So away we go. Start our little timer here so we know how long we're going to be flying for.
Approaching 2-4.
So, take a left turn once we take off. Head south down the coast of the UK, across Europe, into Germany and then into Hamburg.
On runway 24.
Should be helpful for this person. Alright, let's go. Drifting a bit to the right.
V1, rotate.
There we go.
Positive rate.
gear up.
$400.
It's coming out. That's Edinburgh in the background, and they just get back in here so we actually know what we're doing. Go. So engage autopilot. Zibo. Flats. Just one out the airplane, so move the your leader into lever into the middle. Move that to off. That's in case we had a rejected takeoff, which we are not going to have now that we're in the air. And then we move these switches to off. You can check the cabin pressurization if you really want to, but it's usually fine, you don't need to. Right, so now get rid of this chart and get rid of Edinburgh on the ground, and you'll be able to see where we are. So we're going out here, take our left turn soon, down towards Tower, which you'll see here on the purple magenta line. Windy, you can see that the airplane rocking around a bit.
1,000 to go.
Typical Scottish weather. Someone coming into Edinburgh. This ain't the cloud base, you can see we start our left turn now. And look out as we turn. So we're at 6,000. Very little traffic around us, which is helpful. You can see this airplane here is descending. I think, yep. So it's at 2,500 feet above us, but it is descending. Might just want to watch that. He'll be coming in a different way, I think, to what we are doing, so should stay out his way. Right, he's going over there, so I think we can climb up. Let's just get up to our 35,000 cruise. Oh, just set our altitude up to that level. $35,000. It's out intervention. Go there. Make sure you hit standard.
1,000 to go.
So that just puts us on our when we're going up to flight levels. See, we're starting to climb. You might have to click it a couple of times, that out intervent button. It's just as the plane tries to get away from its constraints that it's trying to follow for the instrument departure. Might be able to see actually that person descending, maybe not. Yeah, we can. Take away the lights now, don't need them. Keep the little light on, it's good, you want to know we're right here. Seatbelt signs, auto. I think auto basically switches them on at a a certain point if you get down below a certain level. And we'll adjust the heading button just to where we are heading towards. So you got big tailwind behind us. 30 knots or so, so that should push us along quite nicely. Might get some air traffic control as we get a bit further south, but see where we get to. Shouldn't take us hopefully too long to get over to Hamburg. Look at the likes page. Progress. So it's saying 5:05, which on this clock is it's about an hour and a half. Right, we just kind of settle in now, guys. Quite relaxed. Climbing up to our flight level, we might get air traffic control at some point. See, it's quite bumpy out that window. Guys, so I'll just let you guys listen to background music. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. I'll chip in whenever I can with some pertinent observations from the flight deck, but otherwise, yeah. See, we're just climbing up to 35,000. Get a bit of glare from the wind to the sun. I know people like to tune in, they like to relax, listen in the background. They're relaxed, they don't need to know all the detail, it's just the music, the sound, keeps everyone chilled out after a long day at work. So, in Germany tonight, it's going to be very busy. See, we've now left this so we can get rid of it. Yeah, Germany's going to be super busy. I'll just get some charts and things open for it while we move along. So EDDH is Hamburg's identifier. We said we'll have a rib, so I think one upper led me a bit little. Yep. Ribs one. So basically, change that. Yep. Just stop the glare. See where Ribso will leave. DH 620 and it goes 634. So you basically follow this sort of loop around as you approach into Hamburg. That's what we will do. We can see if that actually works by we go here and go to plan. You can skip through the flight plan. That's not what I want to do. So legs. And next page, get over, zoom in a bit. You can see back a bit. Valon, the DH632 should have, yeah, there's Ripso. It's because we're way up a bit. Zoomed in here. It's 'cause I'm reading each page. So, if we hit step, go to Ripso, then DH620, which is this one here. Now you can see this loop that we do around here, DH6537, is exactly what happens here. Zoom out and show that a little bit clearer. That should guide us in towards the runway if it keeps everything quite simple. Never know, might ask us to do something completely different, which we'll need to be aware of. Oh, look, some more spam in the chat. Do just I can put someone in a timeout. Won't do that. I'll just move. Oh, mate. Not good. Am I going for a pint? I wish. Might get some from the UK. It's a fair bit of coverage on, but we'll see. Then we'll get on to Germany. Super busy. Super busy. It might be a bit less. Pretty busy over there as well at the moment, according to the weather. Sure, it'll be fine. Be fine. See, we're approaching the coast. We are heading pretty much over the top of Newcastle, and then we'll take a right turn. Bots doing YouTube. Some research, let me know. Asking about flying, so what brings them to the channel is the question. That's cool, the banner at the top's working as well. It doesn't always work for me, so small wins. Is Hamburg my favourite destination ever? It was only because there's an event on tonight that we're flying there. We could have gone anywhere else, but I thought it would be quite interesting to see what it'd be like. And we haven't done an event on the channel for a while, so we have gone there quite a lot in fairness. It's quite a nice little flight though. It's a good flight time from the UK, which we tend to set off on. We need to explore further. Otherwise, I think we get a bit bored of us going to the same places all the time. People can make suggestions maybe, and then we'll do those. So still climbing up to our flight level, 35,000 feet. We're at 29,000, close to 30. Some other views you guys want, let me know. Do a bit of flyby. Look at us go steaming by here. There's us from the outside. Again, just tracking down basically the east coast of the UK. At some point we'll take a solid left turn, which you'll see is coming up here. And that'll take us over the sea. We'll turn right down into Germany. I think that's the plan. Let's see. Let's look at that. Yeah, that's just going along the top, I think, of sort of the Netherlands. Down into Germany. We'll talk to people on the way. See what they say. Paris, maybe. It's never very busy, Paris, on Vatsim. Quite interesting. We could try it. We could try it. Do it on either this one or on the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Ah, cool. Let's talk this one, which is pretty good. 0. 1, 2, 3, 7, 0. And 1, 2, 3, 7, 0. Yes. London Control, good evening. Ryanair 185 with you, climbing flight level 350.
Ryanair 185, good evening, Manchester 2710.
2710, Ryanair 185. Let's get down here. 2710. 7. 1. That one. Go.
Thousand to go.
I doubt we're going to get much more from this person because we're literally just cruising through his airspace. See another aircraft? Pretty quiet on this chap's frequency, it's just us. What an honour. going to be a lot of arrivals into.
Also, it's not a temporarily radar control. Radar control, go from the left. Go down the contact with the right, I want to find return one.
Right, Lambs or Rhino 185. Lambs. Let's have a look. Lipto. There's Lambs there. Coming up. And now execute. And away we go. That's a massive shortcut. See that? We're just gonna go all the way over here now. Perfect. Just a lot of sea. Just a lot of sea. Interesting move for you guys to fly along with, but sometimes it's like that.
Flight service now 78 Zibo, constant QT, and suggest the call on 132.6 for zone entry to England.
Difficult word to say, Scott.
First line project disregard that was just locked offline, so you should be okay to continue, but if you continue, you need to continue to flight line 77.
Let me know if you guys can hear the air traffic control or not as well.
Right, I 106, you're going passing altitude. Passing altitude 1000. Right, I 106, roger, redirect to slow pack, this is quiet, flight level 280. Track clearance 280, right, I 106, redirect to slow pack, Sierra, Oscar, Alpha, X-ray. Clear direct, short back 7, 6. November Charlie, contact Amsterdam, 125, 7.
So he's talking too fast, yeah. They tend to do that sometimes. At least you know we're talking to someone rather than just mingling on our own up here. So, in towards Lamzo, and we head directly into European airspace. Lamzo's basically the middle of the sea between the Netherlands and the UK. Then we go along the top. Basically the top of the Netherlands
Hello.
into Germany. To Hamburg.
180 for the expected to Alpha Flight. Sure, 0 Romeo, but hello, the data is correct. Redirect day. Redirect day, short to correction, short to Romeo.
See what the views we can give you. Stick with that one. You can see the panel, you can see outside.
Right at 3518 on the 5 with Europe security 1 Yankee 0 by 2 times 7325. Delhi 1 Yankee 2 by 7325. Connect 164, the departure is correct on both 47720. Charlie Golf when ready to test flight level 160 to be level 1 circle. And descend to flight level 110 to be level 9 10 Short to Romeo when ready to test flight level 140. When ready to test flight level 140, Romeo. Correct. Hello, Golf Charlie, descend to flight level 240 direct. Golf by Golf Charlie, known to control. Expected to see flying left runway 2 right. And Ryder 4 Zulu will be possible to level off the cruise at 5 level 300. Level Zulu, can you take it on level 1 level 3 290? 8 from 290, thanks Ryder 4. Subject 290. Yeah. Golf Charlie, but it's been 1 up 1 5. Also, Golf Charlie.
coasting out to the middle of the evening. That up there. The wind's going to get a little bit worse when we get towards Germany. It's going to be pretty windy, I think. So let's see what we can do. I think that was peaceful having the engines roaring away in the background there for you guys. I'll leave this up here in case we want to have a look at how the chart works. You can see what flight level 110 we need to be at for Ribso. And then we'll come in. Could hold at Ribso. That could happen in a minute. And we'll talk to that if we need to do it.
Good evening, EasyJet 9900 inbound Dengia, climbing flight level 370. 9900 on the control, Roger, squawk 0557. Can you repeat for EC9900 please? Squawk 0557. Squawk 0557 for EasyJet 9900. Go try to leave it at 7. Go try to get hold of that. Show Trevia, contact Manchester, 118, 117, 118, Aston Fast, exchange. Charlie Delta 7 flight level 130, back to flight level approach runway 25. That's flight level 130, expecting back to flight level 25. Good evening, Easy Tango Victories with you, passing flight level 253 for 330. Easy Tango back to London, good. Say again please, sir. 0522, Easy Tango Victor.
But guys, we also know that it's going to get pretty busy when we get into towards Hamburg. So set up a few things. We got the arrival in there. We know we're going to go runway 23 for the IOS. So we'll be coming in from here, and on this we can see the something else. Course is 228 and it's 111.5, so punch that in, 228. 111.5 is the IOS. 11150 on this. Yes. Just double check that. On 1.5.
Tango Victor, District 1 Golf arrival for Gatwick.
5.
Spend the District 1
228.
Golf,
228. The other thing you can do is
Charlie Golf is at flight level 110.
get your
That's flight level 110.
airport charts open, so you know when to taxi when you're on the go. So parking stand here.
106, contact Shannon 131.150.
There's also parking stands in the middle, so you can have two open.
Charlie Golf, flight heading.
Normally what will happen is we will come into land on runway 23.
005.
We'll exit, taxi down here, and we might park in this area here, or they might clear us across this runway, and we'll park in here, which is that's second part, and that's the first part. So you can see 2-3 comes in this way, so we might park in here, we might get taxi over 1533, and then we end up here. It's good just to have this open so that you don't have to do it when you're battling with an approach. So we're coming up on Lamzo. You can see all the airplanes flying around us, one ahead of us, at the same level, and a few lower down. We zoom in.
185, contact Amsterdam on 125.
Amsterdam on 125.750, I know 185. Cool. Over to someone in Amsterdam now. So 125.750. 125.750.
Squawk 314.
And we just listen in and wait
Kilo
for it
250, identified climb flight level
Crumbs.
350.
It's exciting.
Condor 6 Alpha Charlie, contact London 127.1. 27.1, Alpha Charlie, good day. Scandinavian 8 for Lima,
Looks
contact
busy.
London 127.1. 127.1, thank you, bye bye. KLM 1000, contact London 127.1. London 127.1, Ryanair 12 Foxtrot, contact Bremen with on 123.9 and 25, report your heading. 123.925, bye-bye, start heading there, and I'm going to press
Amsterdam radar, good evening, Ryanair 185 with you, direct Lamzo, flight level 350.
Ryanair 185, hello, continue.
Continue, Ryanair 185. Cool, so we checked in with our Amsterdam colleagues now. I say colleagues. Colleagues, they're in charge of us.
AC329, hello, continue.
So he'll just handle us as we move towards Germany. What is the event? There are certain airports that get fully staffed up and advertised. It's quite loud. So they basically say on a particular evening they'll staff up an airport and you can fly into it and you're guaranteed that it'll be busy because it's been advertised.
Foster 2 Lima Golf, flying 060.
Absolutely. So yeah, it basically congregates people in one place and you get a bit of practice flying into a really busy airport rather than maybe just a normal one where there's sort of 2 or 3 people coming in at once. There'll usually be quite a few aircraft coming into this airport tonight, so get some good views hopefully. It's a bit like Fire Festival, you don't want to miss out on it.
Alpine 8 Tango Fox, say again the waypoint? No. Alpine 8 Tango Fox, hello, proceed at Kolach.
You might find we get some restrictions soon,
2448,
because everyone's going to
contact,
Hamburg.
the next, 133.7. Chenex 2448, Amsterdam. Chenex 2448, contact London 133.7. Speedbird 456 is at flight level 70. After Sugo, proceed at Sierra Papa Lima. We descend flight level 70. After Sugo, we go direct Sierra Papa Lima, speedbird 456. Is it 329 or fly heading 050?
050, easy 329.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa, fly heading 050. Lufthansa 2 Lima Golf, contact Bremen 123.985, report your heading.
Be busy.
Report heading to Bremen 123.985. Air France 1028, climb, fly level 330. Air France 1028, contact Bremen 123.985 and report your heading. Bremen 123.985 with heading, Air France 123.985. Alpine 94 Delta Papa, low clear for North to Alpha, arrival expected runway 27, descent flight level 110.
Bit of a crosswind there.
Amsterdam radar, good day, you're going 7461, what level? Eurowings 7146, hello, continue. Continue, 7461. Alpha, Chicago 54, climbing 130. Air Bridge, Chicago 524, hello, climb flight 250. 250, yeah.
Amsterdam radar, good evening. Alpaca 412 is with you, flight level 330, inbound, Sierra Papa Yankee.
Alpaca 412, hello, continue. Reservoir 16 Foxtrot, hello, climb flight level 100. Radar, good evening, faction 256, flight level 410, inbound, Sierra Papa Yankee, interfere, please wait for calling 839. Yes, stand by for now. Easy 329, contact Bremen 123.985, report your heading.
Roger, 123.925 with heading, easy 329.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa, report your heading to Bremen on 123.925. 39.5 with heading, Speaker 456, contact approach 121.2. Welcome back to approach 121.2.
Oh, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy.
456, bye-bye. Delta Alpha Fox Kilo Lima, local team. And fraction calling, say again. Fraction 256, flight level 410, inbound Sierra Papa Yankee. Fraction 256, hello, continue. Airwich Cargo 524, contact Bremen 123.985. 139 depart and Chicago 54, yeah.
Just noticed we got a little bit of fuel in this end here that we can use. Why not?
Victor Mike Juliet, next sector is offline. 121.2.8. 121.8. Will you come, Victor Mike Juliet? Thank you very much. Because I have 16 Foxtrot climb flight level 19, you know?
I'm sorry, concerning expect flight level 110 for 150.
Reservoir 27 X-ray, hello, climb level 250.
Flight level 250,
Action correction. Alpaca 412, stay present heading.
Alpaca 412 is heading 053 degrees.
Alpaca 412, fly heading 050.
Fly heading 050, Alpaca 412.
Delta Kilo Lima, fly turn left, heading 020. Turn left, heading 020. Can I make 73 on this?
Better land ahead.
Alpine 94 Delta Papa, descent for level 70. To level RTIP. After RTIP proceeding tip. Alpine 94 Delta Papa after RTIP
A
proceeding
lot of this is just listening, making sure you can spot when someone says your call sign. So that fuel coming on is because we're low on centre, so we turn these fuel pumps off.
Can everyone to continue?
And that takes water.
With you at flight level 70. Can I make 73 low? Maintain flight level 70. Maintain flight level 70. Amsterdam radar, Swiss Mike 66, good evening. Flight level 160. Swiss 66, hello. Climb flight level 320. Climb flight level 320, Swiss Mike 66. Section 256, contact Bremen 123.925. 123.925, very much, Cam 195, I actually need you on an odd flight level. Would you like flight level 290 or 310? Can I 195? Can 195, climb flight level 310.
As it gets darker, let me know if it's bright enough on the
Delta Kilo
stream.
Lima,
We
fly
can always
heading
brighten things up if we
050.
need to.
Can 195, contact Bremen 123.925. Contact Bremen 123.925. What you can have service. Alpine 9 for Delta Papa, contact with Roger 121.2. Alpaca 412, contact Bremen 123.925, report your heading.
43.925 from 4 heading Alpaca 412.
Ryanair 185, fly heading 050.
050, Ryanair 185.
Canon 250, contact Bremen 123.925.
So contact Bremen on frequency 123.925, Canon 250.
Canon 873, clear for the Oscars 1
So
Mike.
he's giving us a heading.
Runway 21.
Taking us off to the left hand side here. So a bit off course, but that might just be to guide us in. Cool, that looks good.
And then Canon 873, proceed direct to Oscars. Proceed direct to Oscars, Canon 873. Is it possible for the clearance free to go for 2 minutes? Approved, report back. Delta Kilo Lima, report your heading to Bremen 123.925. Ryanair 185, report your heading to Bremen 123.925.
Heading to Bremen 123.925. Good evening, Ryanair 185.
Hello there, Lufthansa 5 Lima, flight 320. KLM 819, hello, climb flight level 250. Transavia 27, X-ray contact Langer 135.65. Contacting Langer on 135.65. Amsterdam, good evening, Lufthansa 5 Premium flight 320. Transavia 16 Foxtrot, next sector is offline, 121.22, that's right.
Okay, so what was that? 123925.
Mike 66. Proceed like the call, so.
123925.
Very good. Mike
There we go. It's gonna be so busy trying to get in. There's Bremerhaven Airport. It's more the air traffic control rather than anything else. But see if we can check in. Gotta find a gap here.
Hello, Delta Alpha Foxtrot Kilo Lima, low identified. Mark point 77, descent flight level 370. Delta Kilo Lima, make it Mark point 75, please.
Oh, it's so busy, I might check in.
Fraction 256, direct to Ripso. Direct to Ripso, fraction 256. Alpaca 412, allow identified, Mark point 77. Mark decimal point 77, Alpaca 412. And good day, you're in 7461, but go back to 370. You're in 10461, allow identified, Mark point 75. Point 75, you're in 7461.
Bremer radar, Rhino 185 with you, heading 050.
Rhino 185, allow identified, Mark point 75.
0.75, Rhino 185.
Rhino 123, identified, fly heading 225, climb flight level 250.
So you said we want to set 0.75, so we hit speed interval 0.75. That gets set in here, and that's just to slow us down to
Confirm climb level 250.
align us with everyone else coming in.
Easy 329, confirm to Ripso. Affirmative. Sure, Rhino 39, Charlie Papa, speed 250.
We'll just set up things like the auto brake, which is 02.
Air France 1028, speed 250.
Come and look at performance, so we can do flap 30, 143 or flap 40, 136. Put in flap 40, 136 is what we think we're going to approach at, but we know we can change if we need to.
Calam 805, descend to flight level 260. Flight level 260, okay, 80. Charlie Freeman 134250.
Oh, it's going to get busy. This is cool. It's
Calam 805,
quite exciting.
Amsterdam 125.75.
Let's see.
Thank you, bye bye, Fraction 3.
Quite a lot of aircraft around us.
Descent flight level 250, 2000 feet the minute operator. Descent flight level 250 at 2000 feet the minute operator. You're waiting for my call, Bremen 12875. 12875. FedEx 1571, are you on this? Rainbow and Lufthansa for my call,
Have to speak quickly.
Canon 60, CTR, flight level 250. Canon 250, hello, you identified. Alpaca 410, turn right, heading 090. Was that for Alpaca 412? Affirm, turn right, 090. Right, heading 090, Alpaca 412. Rhino 185, descent level 310.
Down to 310, Rhino 185.
Reference 1028, direct Zoru, descent flight level 130.
310.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa on navigation to Ripso, descent flight level 210.
Just go down at slow descent. Still keeping the speed at 0.75.
Delta Kilo Lima, turn right 10 degrees. Alpaca 412, descent flight level 250. Descent flight level 250, Alpaca 412. 08746, descent level 310.
That's probably a bit better. So level change. Keep us
Ryanair 12 Foxtrot,
at the same speed but descending to the 31,000.
134,250, Ryanair 12 Foxtrot, bye-bye. Bye.
What an aggressive descent we're doing.
Just saying that I'm with you now. Yeah, this is Schumann on your position. 11 miles from Bagos. For my Foxtrot, perfect, identified. Descent level 250, 2000 feet a minute operator.
can see our original route was to go on this line
Kilo Lima, descent flight level 310.
over here, but we're actually being taken up here and then we'll probably come down the way, and that's just for traffic.
329, descent level 110.
Just because it's so busy.
110 is 329.
Thousand to go.
So we'll level for 31,000.
Alpaca 412, speed 2709.
You know, set the QNH for when we're in
Ryanair 185, direct to Ripso, speed 2809.
Ripso 280 knots, Ryanair 185. Okay, so let's go.
Fraction 256, driven rate, descent level 180.
Let's go for our legs. Ripso comes in here.
256, correct, on
Execute.
conversion 2909.
Just too far.
Sender to Lima Deutsch Bremen 13425.
And he wanted 280 knots. Which is that?
Ryanair 128, straight, direct
Ooh,
Echo Echo
A
Lima,
lot to
climb
think
level
about there, guys.
280.
So basically, moved Ripso, which is a waypoint, up to the top of the flight computer, engaged then lateral nav, so it's basically putting us towards the computer, will track towards it, and then we pick speed interval and put 280 knots in, so
Direct, go top, descent flight level 200, Alpaca 410.
hopefully we're on track.
Kilo Lima, descent level 250, on conversion, speed 2709. Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa, short delay, vector for you, turn right heading 125.
Ripso is
Ryanair 185, descent level 250.
250, Ryanair 185. So we still keep the
4 Mike Foxtrot Bremen 125.
280 knots, but we go to 250, hit level change, and the airplane will keep the 280 knots, but it'll start setting. And we're heading towards Ripso here. Yes, busy man.
FX 157, hello. FX 128, descent level 110. French 256, descent level 110. Delta Kilo Lima, on navigation Ripso.
You can see it points nose down and it tries to
Slow
slow down the descent, so it's 60 to 80 knots.
Descent flight level 250. Ryanair 185, descent level 200.
Level 200, flight 200, Ryanair 185.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa, descent flight level 120, left turn Ripso.
20,000 feet.
39 Charlie Papa, if you can, expedite your descent, please. Okay. FX 1028, Bremen 134,250. Bremen Zibo to Oscar 920, direct VRED, level 160, descending 110. 3830, Bremen 9.
Useful to have a pen ready for when these things all click off and you want to write things down like frequencies. It's a bit easier.
7 and free speed Oscar 920. Just confirm descent level 80.
We've got everything set up for the approach, which is good. So we don't need to worry about that, we just need to worry about following the instructions.
Delta Kilo Lima just cleared you level 200.
Got runway 23.
185, speed 260 on us.
260, Ryanair 185. So that's asking to slow down. So we do that. We're still on level change, so nose comes up. It slows down to 260 before it continues the descent. We can put some
134,250, Roger.
some speed braking.
My colleague just came online. Call him 134.7. FM, Canon 250, call my colleague 134.7. Ryanair 123, right, call my colleague 134.7.
That was confusing. About 3 people once.
18 Mike calling.
So we've got our 260 and we're still going down to 2000. Level change means you keep the speed and you descend at that speed to get to here. So it flexes the nose up and down.
2585, please. 2585, get a line.
Oh, you can tell it's getting busy on the windows.
The connection looks at 46 kilos.
Should be fine. What could go wrong? Better check to go around. Ooh. So if we're going around, we'll go straight ahead, take a left turn,
Can we climb up to flight number 257?
back to Hamburg when you are.
In this case, for Maastricht, 134.7. 134.7.
I think he's getting some help from our controller, which is good. Keep him chilled out.
Mr. Kilo Lima, descend level 110. Descend level 110. Runway 185 and level 130, 250.
Just confirm flight level 130 and speed 250.
Wait, 7461, speed 260 now. 260, Correction, 56 Juliet from Amsterdam. Sorry, from Maastricht, 134.7.
Let's do that then.
Please confirm 134.7.
It's getting quite choppy.
Door train 830, descend to 5 star, feed Bremen, QNH 1018, continue present test. Factor feed straight ahead, QNH 1018, alternate to confirm 134.7, correction,
A little bit woken up, maybe his internet's going.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa at Ripsol, join the published route. The published route, Delta Kilo Lima, we clear flight level 140.
That's
Connection 256 negative, descend now level 130 at Ripsol, join the published route.
oh, we're gonna hold. No.
130 and at Ripsol, join the published route. Fighter 412, descend flight level 160. Descend flight level 160, Apu Bleed. Ryanair 185, stop your descent flight level 170.
Flight level 170, Ryanair 185.
084,
Oh, that means we're going to be holding a bit. This could be a long night. Let's see.
FedEx 1571, agreement on 125, sorry, 12875. 12875, FedEx 1571. And then 195, contact 1347.
Alright. This is a good thing about using this aircraft is holding isn't too difficult, whereas in Flight Simulator 2020 it's a lot harder.
France 9 Juliet, contact Maastricht 134.7. Alpaca 412, direct Ripsol, cleared published hold over Ripsol. Direct Ripsol, your published hold, Alpaca 412. Ryanair 185 and Ripsol, join the published hold.
We'll hold at Ribsol, Ryanair 185.
Oh
no! Right, hold Ripsol.
Delta Kilo Lima, non-Delta call. Antenne 830, descend 3000 feet. Austrian 830, descend 3000 feet. Descending 3000
Oh,
feet.
I did not want to do that.
And 39 Charlie Papa, reduce to hold 8 speed. Hold big speed, Delta Lima, Sierra Echo, Allo, identified. Flight level 140. Flight level 140. Alpaca 412, descend level 150. Descend flight level 150, Alpaca 412.
I'd like to figure out how to do this hold before we get there. But we'll do it manually if we need to. Hold that. Ripsol. Oh, there we go. Ooh, you. So, there we go. 208. It's a right hand turn. 208. That's what it's got. 228. Do 1 minute holds. And we'll execute that. And that should be when we get to Ripsol, hold at Ripsol, we'll do 230.
The Kilo Lima cleared to join published road and Ritzel.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of turning around in circles now.
It's now your convenience.
1,000 to go.
Beautiful. Oh well,
08761 and Ritzel join the published road.
this will be interesting.
07461.
Should have got a glass of wine, guys. This is cool. This will just join the hold.
Runway 7048 identified. Sunflight at 240.
If you're not help before.
30, turn right, sorry, turn left, heading 330.
The FMC basically had it publishing at 28 degrees and then coming in 028, so kind of does it for you, which is good. If we click on hold, you can see here outbound is 28, inbound is 028, and we're doing 1 minute legs, which is cool. And then best speed would be 206 knots if you want to do that. It can happen if you're flying into busy airports. You might find yourself going around in circles for a little bit. No, might cancel the hold by the time we get there, but I very much doubt it. That's what happens at these busy events, unfortunately. It's good practice. I haven't done a hold in ages. Could mean we're there for a good half hour though, so bear with.
Runner 3 down Charlie Papa and the whole wind descent level 110. Runner 3 down Charlie Papa, descent level 110. 110, Calam 01 Bravo, descent 4,000 feet. Descent 4,000 feet, yeah. On train 830, turn left heading 300, cleared LS 27. Left für 300, cleared LS 27, on train 830.
Getting quite dark now, but I think you can see ahead. Might not be able to see on your screens, but there's a lot of flashing lights ahead, which is everyone holding in the hold.
You may resume holding speed.
Like,
Ryanair 185, descent level 160.
160 Ryanair 185.
087, descent level 170. 087, descent level 170.
Yes,
Calam
down
01
1,000
Bravo,
feet.
turn right heading 245. Right 245, can you bro?
1,000 to go.
Or if I'm run out of petrol or something, that'll be the next thing. But we did top it up, so let's see.
Descent Lima, descent level 130.
No, just piddling along really. Wait until we get ribso, we then hold there, and all that means is we just do right turns, go for a minute, turn right again, back on ourselves, and we in essence create a little roundabout. And we all just sit there and then descend down in a very orderly fashion, I imagine. I'm sure it'll be chaos.
Park 412, descent flight level 140, fly 2209, or holding speed.
Descent flight level 140, speed 220 knots, Alpaca 412.
Calam 01 Bravo, intercept localizer, runway 27.
I know what our best holding speed is. It's down here. So when we enter the hold, we'll probably slow down to about 205 knots or so.
120320. 320, turn 830. Ryanair 185, descent level 150.
150 Ryanair 185.
Ryanair 185, you may reduce to holding speed.
Reducing to holding speed, Ryanair 185.
087,
So
4,
that
1, descent level 160.
is pretty slow for us.
1,000 to go.
At 205 knots. Put some speed brakes just to slow us down. can see the hold that we joined. You can see it goes. We'll join it, take a right turn, and it goes down to the outbound is 208, which matches up with here, which is the 208, inbound 28. It looks similar to what we should be doing on the chart, which is always a good start.
German 7048, contact Bremen 12875.
Could put a little bit of flapping here, but we'll keep going as we are.
Bremen radar, good Abend, Speedbird
Oh,
32 Charlie.
guten Abend.
Flight level 750 for 10,000.
Hello, yes, we are 32 Charlie, you identified. Climb flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Speedbird 32 Charlie, thank you.
Hello, Bremen, got also 269, speed to National, flight level 210.
Also 269, hello, identified. Turn right, direct Ritzo.
Turn right, direct Ritzo.
Just confirm Ritzo mit einem SO am Ende, bitte.
Ritzo.
Der Lotse davor hat sich wahrscheinlich vergessen, oder?
Ja, der hat mich vergessen.
We were 32 Charlie, turn left, heading 220.
Here is our hold.
Left 220, Speedbird 32 Charlie.
Beautiful.
32 Charlie, traffic information on your 3 o'clock, 2,000 feet above. We have several holdings in the area of Ritzo. There should be no movement.
We have the traffic, Speedbird 32 Charlie, multiple traffic inside.
Mention 256 traffic, 9 o'clock, 2,000 feet below, left to right, and doing a left turn departure out of Hamburg.
Negative continental traffic, but we'll keep looking back to 200.
Probably thank you.
So, you can see some people going around the hold here, having a grand time. So they have 1,000 feet between everyone. You can see this diamond is sort of tracking around this one as well. We basically all just join this circle and then bottom of the pile descends, then the next person descends, then the person on top descends. Kind of like a cake, with different layers to it. It's very difficult to do this, and I think very difficult. You have to do it manually in the other simulator, Flight Simulator 2020. So this is a bit easier. The computer knows what the hold is, and we'll enter it, and then we'll just keep going until we tell it to exit.
Keep 32 Charlie, proceed now direct to Abnett.
Radar, hello, WC3 Egg Golf, we can climb in flight level 100.
See lots of people flying around, lots of little white dots.
32 Charlie, proceed direct to Abnett.
Told you guys it'd be busy.
Proceeding direct Abnett, Speedbird 32 Charlie.
Comsys A3 Echo Golf, hello, Danny identified. Proceed November India Echo, climb flight level 240.
There's someone whizzing around in the hold over there. Someone going there. And we're about Tinton. That's the airport down there, I think we're aiming for. Potentially. Might not be.
1 Bravo, contact
I think
Brain
it's the-
Tower 120325.
12025, thanks, bye-bye.
So, into the hold we go, chaps. And ladies. Oh, sexist, this chap. But we are going to be spinning round in circles quite a lot. Basically what the holds are for are they will use them to basically funnel traffic into the airport, but they release people from the holds at different rates so that they end up with sort of a constant rate going into the runway rather than everyone leaving at the same time, and then you end up with people careering into each other. So this is us joining the hold. We'll take a diagonal and then we'll just start going around in circles.
32 Charlie, call Maastricht 134.7.
Over to 134.7, cheers.
Sometimes it's better in these events if you fly out from the airport rather than fly in, because then you don't get stuck holding. But it's good practice if you've never done it before. There's nothing really difficult about it as well. You just punch it into the flight computer and it sort of does the rest for you in this airplane anyway. You should see some people out the window. You can see there's maybe you can see someone there going around in front of us, but he's a bit lower down. He's this chap here who's 1,000 feet below us. And then there's one to our right hand side. There we all are. Going around in a circle. He's going round, he's going round, he's going round, he's going around. And we're all following each other, except at different heights.
Austrian 269 and Ripso join the published hold.
At least you get to see some things, I guess, while you're holding. And then what should happen is he should start sending us in the hold. So we all go down a level, leave the hold and go towards the runway. Is the plan.
Direct November India Echo, climb flight level 240.
It could turn into quite a long stream though, so bear with everyone. I think we're meant to land by about 9 o'clock. And a bit of like television watching. It's not going to happen, is it?
Bremen 128, on 5 to 3 Echo Golf.
Are you here, guys? Why don't you look at our merch store?
And all
Pretty good.
aircraft in the hold, there is the earliest one is Ryanair 39 Charlie Papa, and the estimated time to leave the holding is minute 59.
Oh, 15 minutes in the hold. Sweet.
After the 600, I don't find the holding. What is the holding?
Austrian 269 again?
Oh yes, knitting as well.
After the 600,
Excellent.
where's the holding point Ripso?
Yeah, you're proceeding to Ripso, join the published hold over Ripso.
Join the published hold via Ripso. Okay.
Wonder if I can run away and pour a little glass of wine while we're here. Well, it's a bit cold. We should keep alert.
Descent flight level 170.
If you can see us on the chart. Seems to think we're away from Rip, so it's not quite done in the right way. It's quite interesting that actually. Normally you'd follow this to the don't know, what if I bring it up again? Papa? That seems to think we're miles away from it. Excellent. Fair enough, maybe it's not mapped correctly. Round and round we go.
Jet 592, call Bremen 12875, tschüss. With the Jet 562, call Bremen 12875.
Bremen, gute Ziel, Conda, Fast, 29 Meter, 25 Kilometer,
Door 5, Mike Foxtrot identified.
Thank you so much for your help.
Runner 39 Charlie Papa, I was just about to send you over to the approach. If you would like to stay with me, let me know. No, thank you so much. No, it's not the time issue. I'm just leaving now. Thank you.
Alright, you have a good night.
Thank you so much.
On the 5 Mike Foxtrot, descent level 200. Reduced to minimum clean speed. Holdings are in progress.
Descent flight level 200 minimum clean. Holding in progress. Contact Hamburg.
Fraction 256, descent level 110.
Say again, question.
Descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110.
Oh, that might mean we get to descend. Oh, it's exciting. Maybe. Let's see where everyone else goes. There's someone above us in the hold now as well. This chap here. Who's that? Is that the... Yeah, that's the alpaca. So, another streamer, a guy called Flight Deck Sim, has his own, I guess, virtual airline.
5 Mike Foxtrot, direct to Ritzu.
Direct Ritzu, Contact Hamburg.
Delta Kilo Lima, descent level 120.
Just to confirm, we should do 1,000 feet per minute, right?
You can do 1,000 feet or less if you like. Fraction 256, contact Bremen 134.
When do we get to descend though? Let us down. Spinning around in circles here.
From the 5 Mike Foxtrot at Ritzu, join the published hold.
Join the published hold at Ritzu, Contact Hamburg.
Radar, guten Abend, Delta Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot X-Ray.
Delta Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot X-Ray, hallo.
Delta Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot X-Ray an der TBM 930, Position Westerland Sylt, VfR nach Büsum. Ja, bitte anlassen und rollen für VfR über die Echo-Route.
Delta Foxtrot X-Ray, das ist verstanden. Ich nehme an, Daylight, das QNH Sylt 1013, aktive Piste 2.
Genau, Daylight, Piste 32, QNH 1013, Delta Fox Alpha Fox X.
Panda 412, descent level 130.
Descent flight level 130, Alpaca 412.
Bremen 1 gets to 50 November, climbing descent level 100.
There's a guy in front of me. I might get to go down.
November, hello, identified. Flyer radar heading of 210, climb flight level 250.
Yes, 50 November heading to 210, climbing level 250.
Pretty windy. Getting bumped around here. Yeah, keep it.
Delta Kilo Lima, Bremen 134, 250, tschüss. Ciao. Delta... Delta Fox X-Ray, Sie sagten über die Echo-Route möchten Sie ausfliegen.
Das ist positiv, Delta Fox X-Ray. Das ist verstanden.
Delta Fox X-Ray, was ist Ihre Position auf dem Flugplatz?
Position Vorfeld 2, Delta Fox X-Ray.
Okay. Ryanair 185, descent flight level 140.
140, Ryanair 185. Yes! 1,000 feet, guys. Let's do that. Let's do that change. And down we go. Rush, really? We're just going around in circles again, so just hit level change. Keeps the speed. Down we go. Oh, I'm glad you're all here with me for this, guys, you know. It's not all glamour.
Sinead Whiskey November, positionierte.
Ist ein bisschen, wenn wir direkt Yield, danke.
Bitte. Und 5 Mike Foxtrot, descent flight level 170, when ready.
Descent flight level 170, Contact Hamburg.
Panda 412, descent flight level 120.
descend flight level 120, Alpaca 412.
You're in 7461, descend level 150.
7461, level 150.
Die Delta Fox X-Ray bitte rollen.
Der Fox X-Ray rollt mit Alpha, der Piston 3 hoch über Alpha, Front der Piston und 6 ist genehmigt.
Und zum Rollhalter Alpha Piston 3 hoch, Kreuz 06 genehmigt, Delta Fox X-Ray.
Ryanair 185, descend flight level 130.
130 Rhino 185.
Austin 269, descend level
1,000
160.
feet.
Austin 600, descend flight level 160.
Down we go.
Delta Fox von X-Ray verlassen die Kontrollzone über das Stellroute in Höhe 2000 Fuß und wenden sich ab.
Verlasse über Echo-Route nicht höher als 2000 Fuß
Thousand ago.
und werde abflugbereit melden, Delta Fox X-Ray.
Alpaca 412 code Bremen 134250.
44 decimal 250, Alpaca 412.
Mention 8 Whiskey November 2000 feet the minute out radar until passing level 180.
Whiskey November 2000, later, Silver 90.
Thunder 5 Mike Fox 1 rate of descent 2000 feet the minute out radar and descent flight level 160.
2000 feet per minute and greater, descent level 160.
Round and round we go. But we're getting closer. That's the main thing.
Bremen Center, Lufthansa level 14, guten Abend. Ist der Flight Level 250, inbound Basel.
Look. You're in 7461, descend level 140.
Don't 140, you're in 7461.
Attention 8 Whiskey November on rate of climb, corner strict 1347.
Whiskey November on rate of 10, 1347, okay, so.
Lufthansa 216 Alpha identified direct to Ripso, descend flight level 180.
Direct Ripso, descending flight level 180.
Ryanair 185, descent flight level 120.
Flight level 120, Rhino 185. Yes!
Austin 269,
Another 1,000 feet, guys.
115.
Let's keep going.
Austin 600, descend flight level 150.
There's
Thousand
an
ago.
Austrian whizzing above us.
And Austin 600 is my heading correct, 094.
Den du sollst entschuldigen.
It's going the right way. Bye bye.
Du sollst das Published Holding at Ripso.
Publish Holding the Blitz.
Kriegst du das hin?
Ich habe keine Karte, also ich da reinkomme.
Ja. Ohne Karte ist natürlich sehr clever bei den Events.
Can someone translate in the chat if they understand German, please?
Austin 269, turn left heading 360. Kannst du dir die Karten bitte holen, weil sonst wird es auch im Anflug gleich nichts mehr.
I suspect that person can't fly it.
Ryanair 185, descent level 110 and call Bremen 134250.
Down to flight level 110 and over to 134250, Rhino 185.
You're in 7461, descent
Right.
level 130.
Let's do that.
7461, flight level 130.
Is it 134,
Condor 5 Mike
250?
Fox for descent level 150.
Descent level 150.
Thousand ago.
Sorry, radar, Alpaca 412, are we clear to leave the whole 132 website?
APAM, you're clear to leave the hold over when passing Ripso and you're cleared for Ripso 1 Papa right. Descend flight level 80 now.
Cleared Ripso 1 Papa right, will descend into flight level 80, Alpaca 412, and we'll leave the whole 1 website.
Bremen Radar, good evening, Rhino 185 with you, descending flight level 110 in the hold.
Linear 185, hallo, descend flight level 90.
Flight level 90, Rhino 185.
Ryder 185, stay in the hold
Thousand
and call you
ago.
shortly back.
He'll stay in the hold, Rhino 185.
Speedbird 916.
Not going anywhere else, to be honest, mate, so we'll stay here. Let's turn some landing lights on. Below 10,000, we'll do that. Get the fasten seatbelt signs on. Moving in the hold. You can usually walk around when you're in the hold. Until we're starting our sort of final descent, so
Hamburg,
all good.
Speedbird 916.
And at some point, he'll ask us to leave this hold.
Speedbird 916, hello, identified. Time, flight
And the next waypoint is DH620.
Delta Kilo Lima, contact Hamburg Director 118. Roger, contact Director 118.
It's 118, this one too after this one, so let's get that. 118. Oh. Yes, 2. Well, I think we've all done very well together to last this long.
1,000 to go.
Haven't dropped out of the sky, that's always a positive. Still got plenty of fuel. Yeah, loads. We're going along at such a slow speed. Please let us let us leave the hold. Oh, he doesn't have a map. Beautiful.
100, stay in the hold, I call you shortly back.
You don't need a map. It's overrated.
185 report indicated airspeed.
205 knots for Rhino 185.
Roger.
You're welcome. I asked him to get a map and then he couldn't send. Oh no. Brutal. I mean, kind of fair. Shouldn't point me. The difficulty with these big events is that if you're going to come along to them, you do have to be prepared, otherwise everyone else
412, direct Delta Hotel 620, thereafter follow the arrival.
gets a bit messy.
Delta Hotel 620.
So he's got Delta Hotel 620, which is here. Which is
Roger 412, descend flight level 70.
where we'll probably get put at some point. What's the weather like? It is, oh god, 280 degrees, gusting 30 knots. It's a nice cheeky crosswind. Cloudy.
In der 185, turn right heading 040.
040 Rhino 185. Okay, we're leaving the hold. Woo!
Tucker 412, can you keep up your speed 250 knots?
Increasing speed 250 knots, South Africa 412.
Alright, you.
Yeah, I don't want to catch up to him because then we'll end up having to go around.
People 916, confirm you're climbing.
916, climbing to Bend.
Who's this chap? Oh, we're getting quite close.
Delta India Charlie Kilo Sierra, flight level 60 inbound Chopper.
That's a lot of noise.
Flight back Foxtrot, Bremen, hello, identified.
Okay, who's this chap? Like information.
Station, say again. Hello, Delta India Charlie Kilo Sierra, flight level 60 inbound Chopper. India Charlie Kilo Sierra, radar contact, hello, climb flight level 100. Delta India Charlie Kilo Sierra, request to maintain level 60 as final. So Roger, in this case, maintain flight level 6. Speedbird 916, connect Bremen radar, 123, decimal 925, bye bye.
123, decimal 925, Speedbird 916, thank you.
Quarter 5 back Foxtrot, descend flight level 100. Descend flight level 100, Moving 7461, section Ryder 185, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80 or Rhino 185? Okay, so level change again, guys. So we'll be following a queue of people into the runway here. Just hope we don't get too close to them, otherwise it'll be a go around, but we'll keep going. Just keeping the speed at 205. It's not told us to go any faster. The guy in front of us has been asked to speed up, so we're following in this chap here.
7461, descend flight level 90.
Going 7461, descent level 97.
Attacker 412, descend 4000 feet, QNH 1015, and call you shortly back for lower speed.
Down to 4,000 feet, QNH 1015, Alpaca 412.
Can you please confirm the frequency for Speedbird 916?
Speedbird 916, Bremen radar 123, decimal 925.
123, 925, Speedbird 916, thank you.
Radar 185, turn right heading 070, descend flight level 70.
070 7000. Sorry, flight level 70. Ryanair 185.
7461, descend flight level 80. Confirm you are still in the hold.
F, yeah. Descent flight level 80, you in 7461.
Cool.
Correct 7461, Roger, approved to leave the hold, direct Delta Hotel 620, thereafter follow the arrival.
Delta Hotel 620, direct and thereafter follow the arrival, you in 7461.
The 5 back Foxtrot, descend flight level 90.
Descent flight level 90, contact Foxtrot.
Radar 185, speed 220 knots.
220 knots, Ryanair 185.
Packer 412, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Alpaca
Yeah,
412.
just add in some. Actually, no, we're good.
India, Victor Echo Romeo, radar contact, hello.
So we're just increasing speed to 220 knots, given that.
Radar 185, descend 5000 feet and QNH 1015.
5000 on QNH 1015, Ryanair 185.
Radar 185, turn right heading 115.
Right 115, Ryanair 185.
Radar 185, this is now heading 110 right.
110, Ryanair 185.
Packer 412, speed 220 knots, connect director now 118.
Oh, it's getting busy.
2% only.
Course on only 118, speed 220 knots, Alpaca 412, 560.
Yeah, Victor Echo Romeo report requested final level.
Oh, cool. Unique gamer subscribe. Nice one, mate.
Roger.
Not sure why it didn't say. Didn't flash up.
Flight level 110, speed 220 knots.
Center 69 radar contact hello, descend flight level 100.
Also 269, descent flight level 100.
Thousand to go.
Zero wing 7461, descend flight level 70.
Flight level 70, you in 7461.
Radar 185, descend 4000 feet.
4000, Ryanair 185. Cool. Let's keep going with our level change.
Runway 185 from current position, direct Delta Hotel 632.
Delta Hotel 632, Ryanair 185. 632 is here. So punch that in, execute, lateral nav. That's us. On our way, following the approach. So, we are, in case anyone is interested, at this point, we've been waiting around a while, guys. We're heading to Delta Hotel 632, which is here,
Right heading
and then we just follow the arrival all the way around.
Thousand to go.
heading 320.
So, see if we zoom out.
Now 5 Mike Foxtrot, direct Delta Hotel 620.
We're going to go around here.
Thereafter follow
Around
the
here.
arrival. You're cleared now to leave the hold.
Direct Delta Hotel, can you please repeat Honda Fastback Fox, and we weren't cleared for any arrival before.
In this case, the trip to 1 Papa arrival, and direct at the Hotel 620. Thereafter follow the arrival.
Still pretty windy.
Direct, cleared.
Nothing we haven't seen before though.
Papa,
Let's go
direct
team.
Delta Hotel 620.
Oh,
Thereafter
great clouds.
follow
I wonder if I can make it. I don't know.
Ryanair 185, speed 200.
Speed 200, Ryanair 185.
Ryanair 185, contact Hamburg direct 118, speed 2% only.
Call sign only 118.2, Ryanair 185. Oh. 118.2 is already in. Boom!
Austrian 946, maintain present heading. Present heading Lufthansa 7 Mike Yankee, contact Hamburg Tower 126 with 850, bye-bye.
Absolutely blown around here. Director, Ryanair 185.
Ryanair 185, Hamburg direct.
Hello. You can see we're getting blown around here, so we're trying to get down to 200 knots. We're sort of getting down to have to put some speed brakes out just to slow us down a bit. You can see it's fluctuating and it's struggling to maintain it.
Right heading 220, clear direct for 823, Alpaca 412.
Just because we've got gusts that we're struggling to keep the 200 knots. So a little bit more.
Austrian 946, turn left heading 260, clear islands runway 23. Ryanair 185, maintain present heading.
Maintain present heading, Ryanair 185.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Golf, speed 170 knots.
Just go into heading select.
Speed 170, right to 5,
Do that. So he just doesn't want to turn right too quickly. We are getting battered around here by the wind. Oh, I do.
Austrian 946, speed 200 knots.
There's a view. Hold on. Where are we? There we are. Clouds.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Golf, contact Hamburg Tower 126 with 850, bye-bye.
Contact Hamburg Tower 126 850,
Alpaca 412, turn right heading 240 to re-intercept.
Right heading 240 to intercept Alpaca 412.
direct target air Eurowing 7461.
Doing 7461, Hamburg direct, hello. Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, maintain present heading. Maintain present heading, Ryanair 185, turn right heading 200, clear the islands runway 23.
White 200, cleared OS 23, Ryanair 185. So, we're going to do
Alpaca 412, capture the equalizer runway 23.
a bit of a U-turn. So now I'm going to turn into the wind, which will be interesting. That's quite useful. So you can see we're taking a right turn here, and then we'll capture the iOS as we come around. 200 knots now that we're the wind's coming from the other direction.
November X-ray, turn left heading 260, clear ILS, runway 23.
Left heading 260, clear ILS, runway 23, November X-ray.
Ryanair 185, turn right heading 250 to intercept.
Right, 250 to intercept, Ryanair 185.
Alpaca 412, speed 170 knots until 5 miles final.
Speed 170 knots till 5 miles, Alpaca 412.
Alpaca 412, contact Hamburg Tower 126, 850, bye bye.
126, that's what 850, Alpaca 412, thanks a lot.
Viewing 7461, maintain present heading. Present heading for Viewing 7461. Lufthansa 20 Kilo, Hamburg Tower, correction Hamburg, direct downwind. Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, speed 200 knots.
Speed 200 knots, Lufthansa 2 November X-ray.
Director Quality Condor 5 Condor 5 Mike Fox, not Hamburg Director, hallo. Austrian 946, speed 170 knots until 5 miles final. 172. Viewing 7461, turn right heading 200, clear ILS runway 23. Turn right heading 200, clear ILS 23, Austrian 946, contact Hamburg Tower 126, 850, bye bye.
You can see the needle moving in. Not really sure what happened there. We seem to go through the localizer. What we're recapturing now.
Good evening, Hamburg Director, Lufthansa 62 Whiskey. Lufthansa 62 Whiskey, Hamburg Director, hallo.
Yeah, just turning into the localizer here. It's really windy. It's not normally like this, so could be challenging. We'll see.
Lufthansa 23 Kilo, maintain present heading. Viewing 7461, speed 180 knots. 180 for your 752. Ryanair 185, speed 170 knots until 5 miles final.
170 to 5, Ryanair 185. So, need to slow down. Shut the gear down as well. Hit approach and that'll capture the vertical.
Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, speed 170 knots until 5 miles final.
Speed 170 knots until 5 miles final. To November X-ray.
Lufthansa 23 kilo, turn left heading 260, clear to ILS runway 23. Ryanair 185, contact Hamburg Tower 126.850, bye-bye.
126.850, Ryanair 185.
Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, contact Hamburg Tower 126.
Das ist diesmal, dann ist es das nächste Mal. Tschüss.
Hamburg Tower, Ryanair 185 for the established 23.
Ryanair 185, Hamburg Tower, hello. The check 29 knots.
Yeah, it's windy, we know.
Hamburg Tower, Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, established localized ILS runway 2.
Lufthansa 2 November X-ray, Hamburg Tower, hello. The check 29 knots.
Cool. So, there's the runway over there. You'll see we're pointing over here because of the crosswind. Always quite exciting. It's fighting the wind.
2,500.
It's going to be exciting, this.
Windshear. Windshear.
Beautiful.
Windshear.
Alpaca 412 vacated Delta 4.
I think they're creating quite a few gaps.
Alpaca 412, welcome to Hamburg, taxi left via Delta 1, water of the main.
So I think we'll be next, hopefully.
Taxi left via Delta 1, hold short runway 23, Alpaca
Windshear.
412.
Windshear. Windshear.
Oh, wind shear's not good, but we'll keep going.
Windshear. Windshear. Windshear.
Okay, when we get below 5 miles, slow down. Almost.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Golf, cross
Slow down to
runway
140
TCS
knots.
on the other side, Hamburg April 117, choose.
It's 140.
Runway 33 and on the other side contact apron on 1217, Lufthansa 2 November. Thank you. Bye.
Okay,
Windshear.
let's do this.
Windshear.
It's going to be
Windshear.
exciting. Wind shear is not what we need. It's getting a bit light to the wind now. Still coming across, you can see 19 knots from here, but doesn't look like there's anyone ahead of us. Which is always positive. Although the runways cross each other.
Ryanair 185, wind 200 east 100 knots, runway 23, clear land.
Clear to land, runway 23, Ryanair 185.
1,000.
Okay, let's do this. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be bumpy. Won't disconnect the autopilot just yet.
Approaching 2-3.
Sick on this, to be honest, if you are flying it. Disconnect the autopilot now. See what we can do. Oh, it's windy. It's very windy.
400.
Hamburg Tower, good day. Your wings 7
Sure, it'll be fine. Got this, guys.
300.
Quite high. Get the nose down a bit. There we go. Coming in nicely, we'll straighten the nose up slightly.
200. Minimum.
You'll land it.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I usually would have gone around there, but that'll do.
Edinburgh 412, cross from C3 and on the other side, Hamburg apron 121, decimal 75.
We just got massively going around there, guys. Okay, we'll take this turning here. That was exciting. Almost off the runway, but we made it. I think I'd normally have gone around there. That was a big crosswind, quite a little bit outside of my skill set. But good fun. Welcome to Hamburg, guys. Right, where are we?
Ryanair 185, welcome to Hamburg. Taxi to stand 84 via Delta 1 and Yankee 1.
Stand 84 via Delta 1 and repeat the final taxiway, sorry.
Ryanair 185, Yankee 1.
Stand 84 Delta 1, Yankee 1, Ryanair 185. Cool. Delta 1. Where's Yankee 1? Let's have a little look. Best thing to do, guys, is we just keep slowly taxiing along. Have a little look here. Delta 1 goes all the way here. Yankee 1 is right at the end. And stand 84 is in the middle. So. Ooh. Let's not take a left here. I want to go around this way. Keep on Delta 1. Basically, guys, don't follow what I do. Bit over the place. Like, that was an exciting landing anyway. But we made it. Let's clean the aircraft up. Turn it off. Speed brake. Yeah, the wind was pushing us right off the runway, which was causing all sorts of excitement. You probably couldn't see in the stream. You probably could. We were going off the runway, but yeah, we got there. All good. So we're heading down Delta 1, and then we'll take a right onto Yankee 1 here. We just keep following this for the moment. Turn off the landing lights. Cool, guys. So look, a bit longer than we expected. Half an hour probably longer than you guys were expecting, but hopefully that was quite good. Quite relaxing. A lot of people coming into land at the moment. So some people taxi across the runway, but not us. Ryanair probably have a cheap stand, I think, that they use. So we're going along here, and then we're taking a right onto Yankee 1, which leads us into here. Another adventure, guys. Not sure I'd like to do that crosswind landing again. We're not very good at them. But we got it down. It's just a simulator. Nobody got hurt. Everyone else seems to be handling it alright. I haven't seen anyone crash into me. Anyway, we're going right on Yankee 1, which you can see is here. The Yankee 1 sign. Cross check that here. So we'll be turning right into this little alleyway. And then we'll be looking for stand 84, which is sort of in the middle there. So let's take our right turn here. Make sure we don't miss it. See Yankee 1. Just went underneath the nose. Oh, there's a couple of people along here. Chap who landed in front of us. Excellent. So we're going for stand 84. That's 82. We're not crashing into the guy here. 83. This is 84 here. right turn in towards the stand. That's the alpaca over there. Yeah, no jetway. Typical Ryanair. Can I start turning a wee bit there? Let's get back onto it. Alright guys, we'll finish up here. I'm gonna go and relax for a little bit. Hope that was enjoyable. Quite busy, right? But good learning. That's us parked up. Not really on the yellow line, but it'll do. Hopefully guys have enjoyed that, and we'll see you again soon. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Alright guys, take care.